What current barriers exist in the system that prevent usage of UDL?
So when I think about really changing and transforming education, I always go back to those three things, which are beliefs, skills, and the system. And I think all of them are current barriers to truly realizing the power and the promise of universal design for learning. So, if you do not believe in your core that all students are capable of high level learning, that behavior is communication, that all of us have an opportunity to have our voices heard and should have opportunities and choices to learn at high levels, there's no buts in that statement. And if we don't believe that, then there will never be a lesson that's designed inclusive enough to meet the needs of all students. It's often, I'll provide options and choices, but then what would you do with this group of students or this group of students? And they are not excluded in that planning, because universal design is not so much I'm going to design for the 20 students or the 100 students or the 500 students in front of me, but rather I'm going to design. So even though I have 30 students, any student could, because of mobility, come in tomorrow and my lesson is ready, because the scaffolds and supports are there for language, for perception, for social emotional learning. So the first part is just the belief. The next is the skill, the efficacy to do that. And it doesn't mean that I have to know how to do it, all of it, but it does have to mean I believe that it can be done. And that allows me to drive myself towards resources, to ask for feedback from students and families, to collaborate with my colleagues. And so there has to be a focus on that I have the incredible potential to alter learning experiences for students through design. But that requires me to always be learning more about the best ways to do that, because the students we serve are ever changing. And then the last piece is, let's say that I do have the belief and I do have the skill, but there's a schedule where if a student is really struggling in reading, the only time they can get reading is during my general education English class. The schedule creates a barrier for inclusion, because I might say, I would love all students in that class. And it's, yeah, but we also have to provide reading and the schedule doesn't do it. Sometimes it ends up being a curriculum barrier. Districts who are far more loyal to following a scripted curriculum than really focusing on standards-based instruction towards a wide variety of learners. In no way am I anti-curriculum. I think curriculum is an amazing tool, but there needs to be some flexibility in supplementing high quality curriculum with assistive technology and additional supports and framing and reflection. And again, that comes down to skill, but it also comes down to the willingness of a system to commit to that. David Rose always said that fidelity is not making robots. Fidelity is not every single person does the same exact thing in the same exact way. Fidelity is everyone gets the same experiences to learn. And I've always believed that myself. And I've had to continue to build my skill every day to help more learners find themselves as learners. But I think that we have to focus on all three, because if you think of UDL as being, oh, it's just a template and I'll just give it to every teacher and then they fill it out and then it's going to happen. Again, we have to address the belief systems that drive it, and we have to also address the system that drives that.